The way we put this shit together, you know what I mean? Punch on the real, make the beat, you know what I mean? I got this man on the saxophone.
Alright guys, welcome back here to LJ Reactions. I'll be your host, James. Been meaning to do this video for, let's say, about the past, month? Maybe 2 or 3 months. My thoughts on the current state of the company. I mean, current thoughts on the state of WWE. I mean, what can we all say? I mean, ratings are low. Main event, pay-per-views, you don't want to see. People in situations they shouldn't be in. I mean, certain talent not being pushed. Certain people not being used the proper way. Storylines that you don't care about. Just a whole bunch of everything. Now, we're going to break this. This might be I don't know how long I'm going to go, people. This is just me going to get out my frustration, and you guys can just comment down below. I mean, you're going to get everything in this video. First thing we're going to do it brand by brand. Start off with the brand that people like to call the A show, but it's not the A show. We know what the A show is. Let's start off with Monday Night Raw. Right off the bat, you can start off with the main event for Monday Night Raw, going to SummerSlam, which is for the 3rd time this year. They're going to be facing again Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. First off the bat, what I came to was the match between Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns was pretty much pointless. Pointless as fuck at Extreme Rules. Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns was pointless as fuck at Extreme Rules. If you wanted to, why don't you just make a number one contenders match at Extreme Rules? Why drag it out for 2 or 3 weeks? For no reason. Okay? So, Roman Reigns beats Bobby Lashley on Monday Night Raw this week. Okay? Now he gets another title shot. Another title shot. His 3rd title shot this year. Lost at WrestleMania. Lost at Saudi Arabia. What's going to happen at SummerSlam? Is he going to lose again? This is pointless. Now, what do you do, Vince? You're in a pickle. You put Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar for the 3rd time this year. Reports already coming out. This was by Sports Illustrated, by a guy who did an article for Sports Illustrated. Brock Lesnar does not want to work with Roman Reigns in a single match. I wonder why. Has Brock Lesnar seen the light? If you put me in a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns, the crowd's going to totally give no fucks. You saw what happened at WrestleMania. People were walking out at WrestleMania. We got that on video on YouTube. People walking out of the main event at WrestleMania. When does that ever happen at a WrestleMania? Fans walk out at the main event. When's that ever happened? Oh, let's think. Maybe WrestleMania 32, WrestleMania 33, WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 31. I mean, the guys in the spot, fans don't want to see. You're force-feeding us Roman Reigns yet again. Yet again. And it's a match against a person that we don't care to see. We don't. Now, if it was me, what do I do with this situation? You had no choice but to add Bobby Lashley. What the fuck else is he going to do at SummerSlam? Not be on the show? How the heck you pay somebody, reportedly what? He's getting what, $5 or $4 million a year? You pay somebody to do nothing at your 2nd biggest show of the year. He's not scheduled to be on the card. It shows him, what, now, less than, 2 weeks now? 2 or 3 weeks? He's not even on the freaking card. So what do you do with Bobby Lashley? You might as well just add him to the main event. Maybe at that rate, we're probably rooting for Bobby Lashley. Let's go, Lashley. Oh, I mean, at that point, you might as well just add Bobby Lashley, make a triple threat match. That way, at least you have some care or interest, okay? Now, Roman Reigns himself, if he wins, it'll be a fucking miracle, in my opinion, because if Roman wins the match, there's no way he's walking out of New York City, SummerSlam, or Raw, being champion. If he does, WWE, you fucked up again. Because reports are that Roman Reigns is supposed to face Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell. Is Kevin Owens going to beat Braun Strowman for the briefcase? In my opinion, that's a no-go. And I love Kevin Owens. That's a no-go. You cannot have somebody that fans want to see be champion at this point not be champion. Like, you're already not giving us Seth Rollins becoming the champion. And if you dare have Kevin Owens beat Braun Strowman for the briefcase and Kevin Owens cash in on Roman Reigns on Raw or at SummerSlam, We've seen them face how many times? How many times have we seen Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns? I don't want to see it again, Vince. I don't want to see it again. At this rate, if it's me, you have Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar goes off to freaking UFC. You have Braun Strowman cash in on Monday Night Raw. That's what I would do. At that rate, you can get the belt off of Brock Lesnar. Lesnar can go back to UFC. And then your Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman feud can last, what, 1 or 2 months. Get the shit over with. Get it over with and turn the motherfucker heel. That's what I do. Turn him heel. Alright? We got our frustration 5 minutes off for Roman Reigns. We got our frustration off of him. Now let's continue down the state of current of Raw. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens. You want my honest opinions, people? Owens versus Strowman, winner gets the briefcase. Do I care? No, I don't care, because there's no way in heck you're taking the briefcase off of Braun Strowman. Like, there's no reason to do it. If you wanted Kevin Owens to do something else, hell, freaking the Fatal 4-Way IC ladder match. Owens, Rollins, McIntyre, Ziggler. Do something else creative. It's not that hard to be creative. That's why you're getting paid to be creative. It's not that hard. Honest opinion, I don't care about Strowman or Kevin Owens going to SummerSlam. I don't care. Continue down the line. Drew McIntyre. That man put on a fucking great match last week with Finn Balor. Another person. What the fuck is happening with him? But he put on a great match. They might as well do McIntyre versus Finn Balor. They might as well be on the show. That's what I think they should do with Finn Balor at this point. Because in my opinion, or I agree with JD, you should have Balor versus Undertaker at SummerSlam. Like, what's the hold up? Get it out the way. Demon versus the Demon. Get it out the way. Like, that's what I would have done with Finn Balor. But I think Finn Balor should face McIntyre. That's what I think should happen with him. Again, Ziggler versus Rollins. I mean, whoever booked Extreme Rules match for them, you should be fucking fired. First of all, when have you ever seen a Iron Man match have that many quick pinfalls into a match? Like, you know what I'm saying? Usually an Iron Man match is what? 4-3 or a 5-4. It's nowhere. It's a 6-5. It's too high. Why are they wrestling in a single match? Why are they having a single match? If it was me, they would have a ladder match. What happened? Seth Rollins got screwed over by Dolph Ziggler the first match. He got screwed over again in the Iron Man match. Why not make this a ladder match? Real winner, one-on-one match. Winner gets the belt. One-on-one match. Why? This is what this company does, man. It's what they do. What's next on Raw that's so far for freaking SummerSlam that is just pissing me the fuck off? B-Team against probably Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy again. Who the fuck cares? Why are you treating AOP like dog shit? This happens with every freaking tag team from NXT. That's why I'm scared to death of my man Adam Cole and his group. Name the last tag team from NXT that's been pushed properly. That's right. That's what I thought too. Crickets. Nobody. Revival. Fucked over. Ascension. Fucked over. Chad Gable, Jason Jordan. Fucked over. Sanity. So far been fucking treated like dog shit. That's what, 6? That's 5 teams so far. It's gotta be another tag team. Jesus. Treated like dog shit. I mean, like, you have these teams come up with so much momentum. Revival, probably one of the hottest teams that you were anticipating to come up to the main roster. Remember Chad Gable and Jason Jordan were like, oh, let's wait for them to get up. Waiting for Sanity. Oh, it's gonna be good. Sanity's coming in, and then they're like, what the fuck? Treated like dog shit. Tag team division on Raw, SmackDown, total BS. Nobody gives a fuck about them. So, let's get to what I've been waiting for, and you guys probably waiting for too. Revolution. How many times do you want to promote it? It's not even fucking close to October yet, and you're shoving this shit down our face. It's not even close to October. Evolution's nowhere near yet. It's nowhere near yet. Evolution. You kept calling it, say Revolution. Why not just title it Revolution? Like, are you afraid you're going to get hit by somebody for a copyright claim, Vince? You might as well just call it Revolution. Hold on 1 second, guys. This dude got him too. Alright. If you guys have not seen them, those strawberry shortcake Oreos are fucking fire. My friend has got a pair of them too, like I did. They're fire. I haven't got them yet. But why not name it Revolution? You kept calling it, it's a women's revolution. Ronda Rousey, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte. Revolution. Yet you're calling it Evolution. Oh my god. First off the bat, before we get into Sasha versus Bayley, which I want to get into, with Raw also too. Okay. If Triple H is not the fucking producer of this fucking show, you're fucking idiots. You are. Triple H, who literally saved women's wrestling in WWE. If he's not the head producer, the whole creative of this show, you are idiots. Okay? First off the bat, let's get that out the way. He better be doing that. Okay. Secondly, Mauro Ranallo must be commentary. I don't give a fuck about Michael Cole. I don't give a fuck about Todd Phillips. I don't give a fuck about any of those other commentaries. Mauro Ranallo, if he's available, because you know he does Showtime Boxing, if he's available, Mauro Ranallo must be on commentary. Okay? And to make it fair, you have to have some women, because it's a damn women pay-per-view. You have to be fair. Mauro Ranallo, Renee Young, and if you want to, Beth Phoenix. That's it. That will be the commentary. If it's me, that's what you need to do. Okay? Thirdly, if you do not find a way to have NXT UK champion, which should probably be Toni Storm, Raw Women's Champion at the point should be Ronda Rousey, SmackDown Women's Champion should either be Becky Lynch at the time or Asuka, okay? Then your NXT Women's Champion, which will probably be Kairi Sane. Fatal 4-way, main event, winner take all. Not winner take all, but who's the best women's champion? Is it Toni Storm? Is it Ronda Rousey? Is it Asuka or Becky Lynch, who's the SmackDown Women's Champion? Or is it the NXT champion? Is it Shayna Baszler? Or is it Kairi Sane, whoever wins the matches for NXT? That's what you should do. That should be your main event, okay? Now, since you're saying, damn, you took the 4 main champions, they're in a main event match. Yes, what it should be. After that, have your best from Raw versus your best from second best from SmackDown. If it's Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss, whatever. Oh, no, don't say nothing, Echo Dot. Do something like that. Becky Lynch versus Bliss. Okay, they could put on a good little match. And then, you know what's going to freaking happen. Let's get into it. Bayley versus Sasha. What the fuck are you doing? First off the bat, you had them going towards a one-on-one match at SummerSlam. And now they're not in a one-on-one match at SummerSlam. Now they're back to being best friends accordingly. Now, if you guys want to think what I think might happen at this point, they're having an all-women's pay-per-view show. We know that off the bat, okay? The rumors were either the all-women pay-per-views gets announced on Raw, or they're going to announce the women's tag team titles, which I was like, oh god, if it's the women's tag team titles, oh god, oh no, okay. You know that's coming. It's probably gonna be on that freaking show. So are they building towards Sasha versus Bayley getting back together to be your potential first ever women's tag team champions? That's the only thing I can think was gonna happen right now. The way they're pushing them now. So they used to be friends, they went to be enemies. Now they're back together. You know what I'm saying? Is that what you're building towards? Sasha and Bayley becoming the first ever women's tag team champions. That's what you're building towards. But that's what I think they should do for that evolution. Triple H must be producer. He must be creative writer. He must be for the show. Then again, main event. If it's Ronda Rousey, the women's champion, SmackDown women's champion, whoever it is at the time, your NXT UK champion, and then your NXT women's champion. Fatal 4-way, who's the best woman in the world? That's what your main event should be. Okay? Now let's get back to Raw. We touched on Finn Balor. At this point, Undertaker versus Finn Balor would have made sense. You're not doing nothing with him, but I guess you're going to get towards Drew McIntyre versus Finn Balor. We saw it on Raw. Why the hell would I want to see it again on SummerSlam? Like, the thing this company does, my God. And you wonder why people don't give a fuck about your shows. You don't. You don't. Wonder why you have the lowest ratings on Raw. Now, I think we touched towards almost... Well, hold up. Let's get to Elias. Dude drops a EP, which is okay. It's okay, man. So it really is a one-time listen, in my opinion. It's a one-time listen. What do you do with Elias at SummerSlam? Is he going to probably play maybe one song each hour of the show? Is that what he's probably going to do? I guess. I think we touched on everything on Monday Night Raw. I don't think I missed anything. We touched on the tag team division, women's. Nope, we haven't touched on that yet. Ronda Rousey versus Bliss. Storylines. Okay, first off the bat, Bliss cashed in on Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey in their match. They were having a pretty damn good little match. Then, next time on Raw, you have Ronda Rousey take out Bliss, and then she's suspended for 30 days. Okay. Her suspension's not fully over. She still had 3 days. She comes back, attacks Bliss, and gets rewarded. A title shot at SummerSlam. What the freak kind of storyline progression is that? As much as I love this girl, man. Storylines. Come on, man. No offense. You're just making me get hyped because it's Ronda Rousey. But what's the story there? What's the story? Why am I getting invested into the match? You know what I'm saying? Now, we just spent 15 minutes on Monday Night Raw. And we spent 15 minutes on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown side, guys. SmackDown sides. It's not complete dog shit like Monday Night Raw is, but it's the type of shit that your dog just lays down on the ground. You're like, should I pick it up or should I just let it sit there and like, you know, manure the grass, make the grass grow better, or just leave it there? That's what SmackDown is. It's like, do I want to watch or do I not want to watch? Because there's like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 stories you're like, that's all I'm watching SmackDown for. I care about anything else. Same thing, their tag team division, I don't give a fuck. SmackDown Women's Champion, don't give a fuck. Fuck Carmella. Boy, what they did to Asuka. We'll get to that. U.S. title. Okay, now we're starting to cooking with gas. We're get on to Randy Orton. And then you got AJ Styles. I mean, best worker in the fucking world. Trying to do his best to carry SmackDown on his back. Let's just touch with this first tag team division. You bring up Sanity. You're saying to yourself, they were now on TV, first 5 or 6 weeks? Like, where the freak is Sanity at? After the draft. New Day. They're New Day. Usos. They're the Usos. Bludgeon Brothers. After they won the SmackDown Tag Team titles, it's been going... It's going that way. You even tried Team Hell No reuniting the face of Bludgeon Brothers. Nobody gave a flying fuck, to be honest. Then you have the tag team tournament that you're having. Okay, so Sandy beats the New Day at Money in the Bank on the pre-show match. No, was it? Extreme Rules. I keep thinking Money in the Bank. Extreme Rules. They beat the New Day on Extreme Rules, and you're saying, okay, maybe now you're starting to push Sandy again. Maybe you might want to push them now. They beat the New Day. And then come up this week on the Tuesday, you had the tournament going on. The winner tournament gets to face Bludgeon Brothers at SummerSlam, which will probably be on the pre-show. Let's be honest, it'll probably be on the pre-show. Sandy loses to the New Day. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, are you literally trying to bury every team that Triple H brings up to the main roster that he uses? Are you trying to bury every single tag team that he brings up to the main roster? Like, what the freak? So Sandy loses. Now, if it's me, you bring back Cesaro and Sheamus, what you just did, they must win. They must win. I don't want to see the Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers. I don't want to see the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I don't want to see it. We already seen it. I don't care. I physically don't care. I don't. Now let's get to the SmackDown Women's Champion, Carmella. When she won the Money in the Bank, I was like, okay, she has to cash in eventually. Maybe she'll probably get maybe a 1-month reign just to say she was a Women's Champion. Put on your resume, says I was a SmackDown Women's Champion. I had a reign for maybe a month. What you've done to Asuka, you're like, what the fuck have you done to Asuka? And then now you let go of James Ellsworth because he has to go back to do his other indie dates he has already have booked and planned. He was getting paid on a per date with WWE. So you fire Ellsworth on SmackDown. You're like, so you fire him this week on SmackDown. Asuka gets pretty much shafted the whole freaking feud. She got shafted the whole freaking feud. Disrespect what you done to Asuka. In NXT, she was unbeaten. Unbeaten. Now listen here. People say it's hard to book somebody who's undefeated. It's so hard to stay consistent booking that somebody be undefeated the whole freaking time. No, it's freaking not. Like I told you guys in many of my videos, wrestling videos, what you could have done. For example, had Asuka beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. Okay, Asuka runs through the whole freaking roster. The whole freaking roster of SmackDown. All the way to the Royal Rumble. Asuka could beat whoever you had switch brands do the draft. Maybe, for example, you save Asuka versus who could you save? You could say you saved Asuka versus Nikki Cross. Which, if you go back to NXT, listen, actually her match with Ember Moon was pretty fucking good at NXT Brooklyn last year. That shit was fucking fire. Okay, for example, you could say you saved Asuka for Nikki Cross at the Royal Rumble, which was probably Asuka's second toughest match in NXT, which was a last woman standing match. So that was not a freaking great match. You save Asuka versus Nikki Cross for Royal Rumble. They have like they do the same match at Royal Rumble. Not a freaking great match. You're like, Asuka still undefeated. It's not hard. Ronda Rousey, which right now she would be the, I would have saved Ronda from even getting a title shot until the freaking Rumble. I would have done that. Because Ronda didn't have to be on TV every freaking week. You could have built Ronda Rousey up show by show, until you get to that certain point when she meets the person. Have Ronda Rousey win the Women's Royal Rumble. Ronda's like, damn, who do I choose to face at WrestleMania? Ronda Rousey versus your undefeated Asuka. Listen here, I don't think there's been a single person who would have said, it's too early, it's too soon for Ronda to come in and beat. No, you would have had Ronda Rousey work her ass off all the way to the Royal Rumble, get her opportunity, then she faces the unbeaten Asuka, which is a fair reign, a whole year on the main roster undefeated. If she would have lost to Ronda Rousey a whole year in, I don't think you would have had a single person complain. It is not that hard to be creative. You get paid to be creative. It's not that hard. It's not that freaking hard, people. Now, back to the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't care about Carmella being the champion. It's been too long. Now you're saying to yourself, Becky Lynch has busted her ass again to get back to this point. Now, do you have Becky beat Carmella? Listen here. If you guys want my honest opinion, what I would do, we know the Queen, Charlotte Flair, is coming back to SmackDown. But in a couple weeks, will you keep Charlotte off of SummerSlam? You could do either two options. You have A, Asuka versus Charlotte at SummerSlam rematch. You could do that. B, you could do Asuka, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Carmella in a Fatal 4-Way. You could do that. That way, you can have your little excuses. Say, oh, Carmella was not pinned by who and who, whatever. She gets a rematch, she's done. You could do that. Then you could branch off to, if you want to, Asuka beats. You know what? Actually, this is what I'll do. You do the Fatal 4-Way. Asuka pins Charlotte, gets her revenge. She pins Charlotte, becomes the champion. Asuka beats Carmella on SmackDown. Then you do your feud with Asuka and Becky Lynch would be your feud. You could do that for your feud. Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Going forward. That way, you got Carmella out the way. Asuka got her revenge on Charlotte. That's what you could do that. Totally could do that. Creative. You get paid to be creative. It's not that hard to be creative. Another big point that I was thinking about. Where's John Cena? We got 3 weeks till SummerSlam. When's the last time John Cena's never been on SummerSlam? That is so hard to think. The last time Cena's not been on a SummerSlam. I mean, I'm trying to even think. When is the last time Cena's not been on a SummerSlam? Wow, that's tough. Anyways, at this rate, you got 3 weeks. Would you just throw maybe... You can't even... Nope, can't even do that because we're going to talk about him. Who he's going to feud with. I mean... There were rumors Undertaker's going to be on SummerSlam. You have 3 weeks. I mean, would you say you do Cena versus Taker again in a real match this time? Cena versus Taker in a real match? I mean, listen, at this point, you got to do something. Because the way the card's looking right now, you got Lesnar versus Roman, AJ versus Samoa Joe is your only 2 matches. That's like your big matches. You need something else. So, I mean, you got 3 weeks. Maybe Undertaker calls out John Cena. Maybe we can do role reversals. This time it'll be Undertaker calling out John Cena saying, John, I beat you at WrestleMania, but the match, it felt like you weren't being serious with me. Some crap like that. Then you have Taker say, I want you, Cena, at SummerSlam in a real match. I mean, at this point, you need a big-time match. And Taker is supposed to be at SummerSlam wrestling. So I guess I'm going to go with Cena comes back, and it's Cena versus Taker in a real match. I mean, because Taker's supposed to be there. So that's what I'm going to do. You have Cena versus Taker in a real match at SummerSlam, which, I mean, at this point, might as well be the fucking main event. Alright, let's get into it, guys. Rusev and Cialis. News is, Vince McMahon was impressed with Cialis' match against AJ Styles. I was like, Vince, you're impressed with Almas versus AJ Styles. What the fuck have you been doing the last year? Did you not watch any of Cialis' match at TakeOver? Did you not watch his match against Johnny Gargano in January TakeOver? Like, saying I was impressed with Cialis versus AJ Styles. Like, don't you watch your own fucking company, Vince? This is why when people get up thrown into the main roster, you're like, no wonder Vince doesn't care. He doesn't watch. Listen here, I don't know if it's true, but if this dude said he was impressed with Cialis versus AJ Styles, I truly, honestly think this man does not watch takeovers. Like, what the fuck is going on with this dude? And we wonder why Raw has the lowest freaking ratings ever. The 2 weeks ago was the lowest rated Raw ever in history. This dude does not watch takeovers. Okay, so reports are that Vince was impressed. What did you freaking do? I guess it's a good thing for Cialis. Vince liked your match. So, we saw on SmackDown, Rusev versus, it was Rusev versus Cialis. We saw the huge cat fight between Lana and Selena Vega. At least you two guys are going to get on the fucking show. At least you'll get on the show unlike maybe Lashley and freaking Elias at this rate. But I think they're going to go towards it being Rusev with Lana versus Cialis versus Selena Vega. At this rate, hey, you guys get on the fucking show. You're going to be on the fucking show. That's all I can say. You're going to be on the show. Alright. U.S. title. Randy Orton back as a heel where he's rightfully supposed to be. Listen here, people. Like we say in the company, there's certain people who are meant not to be a babyface. There are certain people who are meant to be like a heel. Like Roman fucking Reigns. Randy Orton is born to be a heel. He's born to be a heel. It's in his blood. It's in his DNA. I mean, Randy Orton cut a promo on SmackDown that we wanted Roman Reigns to cut for the last 4 years. Word for word, line for line, it's the promo we have wanted Roman Reigns to cut for 4 years. And Randy Orton did it, which, I mean, wasn't hard for him. He did a great job. See, Vince, to give people a bulletin board points, and they go out there and execute it. It's not that hard. I mean, there's so many people in the back probably who could do what Randy Orton did, but if you let them off the leash to at least try. Listen here, if they fuck up, they fuck up. At least let them try. Randy Orton sounded more like, damn, it's coming from his fucking heart. That's what we want in our promos. It's what we want. Now, Randy Orton, at this point, it's going to be a triple threat match. Nakamura, talking Nakamura shit as a heel. Love it. Randy Orton, Dashley heel. Love it. Versus babyface Jeff Hardy in a triple threat match. Now, at this point, you got to keep the belt on Nakamura, in my opinion. And we'll get to AJ and Joe in a minute. But you keep the belt on Nakamura. Now, let's get to the main event on SmackDown. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. I mean, at this point, everybody can say it's going to be match of the year contender. It's definitely going to be a match of the year contender. What do you say about AJ versus Nakamura? At this point, I'm keeping my expectations all the way down here. If they go past the expectations, great on them. But keep my expectations down here. And I had the same feeling. If you guys watch JD from Y206, he said the same thing I did. AJ Styles is on the cover of 2K19. Why would they take the belt off him at this point? The video game's coming out in October. Maybe after the game comes out, first couple weeks, then you can take the belt off for AJ Styles. Maybe Joe beats AJ at Hell in a Cell, which I think, let me see, when the hell is Hell in a Cell? Anyways, well, fuck. Who cares? We'll find it later whenever this shit is. Who cares? Maybe that's what you do then. But I think right now Joe's in position which, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. You're not going to beat AJ Styles. Even though I think Joe, he's worthy. He's worthy of being a WWE champion. I mean, he's worthy. He should have been a Universal champion. But we know what happened there. If you're not Roman, you can't beat Brock. Joe has earned to be WWE champion. But again, I think it's wrong place, wrong time. But if it's me, I'm giving the belt to Joe. I mean, what's the worst case? The worst case you could do is give Joe the belt right now. AJ wins the belt back before the game comes out. Like, is that a hard thing to do? You're paid to be creative. To be creative. Like, that's not hard to do. You give Joe the belt right now. Before the game comes out, AJ becomes champion again. Then after the game comes out, you give it back to Joe and let Joe run with it until WrestleMania. It's not hard to be creative. You get paid to be creative. Oh my God. That's a slogan I'm going to use, man. It's not that hard, Vince. It's not that hard. Let them be creative. Jesus Christ. Now, let's get to the A show, which is NXT. The best show on the freaking planet right now. Off the bat, how can you not talk about Tommaso Ciampa? I mean, the best heel in the company. If you didn't watch NXT, I'm sorry, bro. If you didn't watch... Major, when did you get in here? What's up, man? Oh, my dog. I know when he got in here. But anyways, the best heel in the company. You saw why. I mean, Jesus Christ. NXT is going to have the best match of the probably... Listen here. There's no fucking way. You put these three guys in the match. Joe versus Almas. Match of the year comment. Match of the year. Match of the fucking year right now. Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. Takeover Chicago. NXT Brooklyn. Number 3. Number fucking... Hold on. Is it 3 or is it 4? Dang, I'm trying to think right now. Okay. NXT Brooklyn 1, we had Bayley versus Sasha. NXT Brooklyn 2, Ember Moon. Okay. Takeover 3, Brooklyn. You're going to have Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa in a fucking triple threat match. Fuck you, SummerSlam. There's no way. That one match alone is going to be better than your whole fucking show. Okay? Jesus Christ. But anyways, if you guys did not see the match between Black and Ciampa, what the fuck were you doing Wednesday night? What the fuck were you doing? What were you doing? Match was freaking great. You're going to have that match. Triple threat match. Black, Gargano, Ciampa for the takeover belt. Match of the year. Match of the fucking year. Alright, now, like I was saying with you guys before, I agree with JD. Aleister Black pretty much, he's a guy that did not need the belt. His character, yet alone, is great itself. He did not need the belt, but I see him going up to the main roster anyways, but I'm scared as hell for Aleister Black. He's one of my favorite characters in the company, and he's probably going to go to the fucking Monday Night Raw, which is the Roman Reigns show. That's where he's probably going to go. Scared to death for that man, bro. I'm scared to death for that man. I'm scared. I'm sorry, Aleister Black. I'm scared for you, bro. But they're going to have a great match. Adam Cole versus Ricochet. That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say. I mean, come on. That match alone, too, will be better than anything on freaking SummerSlam. Ricochet versus Adam Cole. That's all I need to say. On to the next match. Velveteen fucking Dream. Patrick fucking Clark, who's on fucking Tough Enough, who Hulk Hogan says, I don't like you, bro. You have no charisma, no character, so I can't vote for you. It's fucking turned out to be one of the greatest fucking characters that Triple H has ever produced. Ever. Velveteen Dream versus EC3. Come on, man. Next. Mustache Mountain versus Undisputed Era. Rematch tag team championship match. If you did not watch over UK tournament, had a great match the first time. NXT last week. Was it last week? I think it was last week or the week before. No, it was the week before. No, it wasn't. It was last week. It was last week. They had a great match again in the rematch. Now it's the third time the charm. They'll be having another great match. And then you get to what we all say, storytelling Vince McMahon. Okay. The first ever Mae Young Classic took place. They were the final 2 women in the tournament. Kairi Sane beat Shayna Baszler to become the first ever Mae Young Women's Champion. Then you had Shayna Baszler, who potentially beat Kairi Sane and another one. I forgot one more woman in a triple threat match to earn her number 1 contenders match against Ember Moon. Ember Moon beat her the first time. The second time was a charm for Shayna Baszler. Now they meet full circle. NXT Brooklyn. I mean, come on, man. This is why Triple H. This is why people. Unfortunately, we don't wish upon Vince McMahon to die. But this is why people say they wish he was dead. I mean, the way Triple H writes his shows. It's been 2 years almost. Full circle Baszler versus Kairi Sane for the main woman prize. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. This is why people beg for Triple H to take over this company. It's not hard. You get paid to be creative. It's not hard. Creative. I mean, Jesus, Triple H can do it. It's just details that this man breaks down freaking great. He executes them perfectly. That's why we want Triple H to take over. It's not hard, man. It really is not hard. It's not hard, but I mean, this is my current thoughts. I mean, we went 35 minutes, people. This is my current thoughts right now on the current state of the product. I mean, if you guys have seen why I've not really done any reviews or any top 10s or whatever, I just have not had no passion for it, because if WWE wants to give you fucking dog shit, I'm going to treat them like dog shit. Like, I mean, they have not given me anything to care about except for NXT. I mean, it's a damn shame when you're in the point where you can't even get hyped for AJ versus Nakamura. You can't get hyped for AJ versus Nakamura. You can't get hyped for AJ versus Samoa Joe, which we've been dying to see. And I'm like, I really don't give a fuck at this point. I really don't. Finn Balor's probably more happy dating Kathy Kelly than fucking wrestling right now. He probably is. He probably has. Listen here. As hard as it is for him to put that damn smile on his face when he comes out, you think he really is at this point? He's like, damn, I'm even motivated to even do this shit. Like, he's probably more happy dating Kathy Kelly than wrestling, which is a damn shame. You have freaking Ronda Rousey and Bliss. For example, how much do you think Bliss is like really caring to say, no, I'm about to drop the belt to a person who started wrestling 6 months ago? Like, you think she has any to care to do that? Like, oh, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain wrestlers you like see them, you like, when they're wrestling, like, do they even care? Like, you don't even blame them. Like, they're just going through the fucking motions to go through the motions to get to the next fucking show. Like, there's people when people were saying about Raw, like, they were just using the same fucking script, just flipping a couple matches. Like, you wonder why Raw is getting the lowest ratings they ever had, a 1.6. They're just going through the motions to get to the next fucking show because they really don't fucking care. They're like, listen, if it's not WrestleMania, if it's not the Royal Rumble, like, look how they're treating SummerSlam. Like, listen here, people. Back in the fucking day, you used to have 3 to 4 matches on SummerSlam. You're like, fucking yes, let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? For example, people say one of the greatest SummerSlams of all time, which is the one usually it's the one I go back to watch every year when I'm trying to get hyped for SummerSlam. SummerSlam 02, you had fucking Brock Lesnar versus the fucking Rock. You had Shawn Michaels fucking returning for his first fucking match in nearly, 6 or 7 years to face fucking Triple H. You had fucking Chris Jericho. I believe Chris Jericho faced it, I believe he faced Rey Mysterio. I think it's Rey. No, it was Kurt Angle. It was Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio. Open. You hear this word, Vince? They open SummerSlam. Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio. I believe Jericho faced Ric Flair. He did face Ric Flair. For example, yeah, The Rock versus Brock Lesnar for the main event for the belt. Shawn Michaels returning for his first match ever returning back to face Triple H. Rey Mysterio open again with Kurt Angle. And you had Ric Flair versus Chris Jericho. Mindly, there probably was other 4 or 5 other matches on the freaking show that were probably just as freaking good. All the way full circle here now in the year 2018. How many matches do you currently care about on SummerSlam? Besides AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, which by default, and maybe Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Any other match on the show are you currently happy to see? You see me? Like, I mean, the state the company is, like, if it's maybe not 1 or 2 matches, everything else you could give a flying shit about on the show. That's a damn shame. Listen here, people. Let out my frustration. I mean, it's easy when something you grew up watching, you're like, damn, this is where we're at right now. Like, to the point where if it's not NXT, I can give a fucking shit less. Listen here. Until, honestly, I think this is like really how everybody thinks, man. Until Vince McMahon does his XFL bullshit, and lets Triple H run this show completely, you're just going to be in a point where if it's not Roman Reigns, Vince does not give a fuck. If it's not Roman Reigns, if not Brock Lesnar, he can give a flying fuck about anybody else. And it's a damn shame to say that, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. You have literally Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Nakamura, AJ Styles, Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Ciamis, freaking The Miz, Daniel Bryan. I didn't touch The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. We're going to that too. The Miz, Daniel Bryan. Who else is on freaking Raw? At least like 14 or 15 people I named. And if you're not Roman Reigns, Vince could give a freaking flying crap about anything else that you do. It's a dang shame. Now, again, I did not touch on The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. I want to say that to the end. Because there's certain issues that are going on here with me. Again, we all know Daniel Bryan's not re-signed his contract yet. It expires in September, people. If you did not know that, his contract does expire in September. So, you're like saying to yourself, this is something that I wanted to happen at WrestleMania. Part A, they fucked up, which WrestleMania always fucks up everything. He always does. The Miz should have won the Money in the Bank briefcase. He should have. It's not that hard. You could have wrote it like I told you. Miz wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. Bryan wins the Royal Rumble. It's not that hard to do, people. But anyways, the Miz and Bryan are going to try their hardest, which I think they're going to do a great job at doing that. You're going to get hyped for the match anyways because they're going to cut great promo. It's just a shame that it's happening early because Bryan has not signed his contract, which at this point, can you blame Daniel Bryan for not re-signing his contract? I would want certain things in my contract, and if they're not met, I'm not going to sign. For example, win the Royal Rumble should be part 1 on that contract. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble this year and main event the show. Listen here, Vince does not want to agree to that. I ain't signing, bro. I don't need you. You don't need me. I can go work freaking All In and make how much freaking money? I can go work at New Japan and make how much freaking money? I can go work at NXT and I can go work at TNA and make how much freaking money? That should be part 1. Winning the Royal Rumble should be the first on that fucking list. He's earned it. Part 2. Miz versus Daniel Bryan is the main event of WrestleMania. I don't care. I know, much as I love AJ Styles, I love Samoa Joe. The story itself writes it. Main event should be Miz versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. It writes itself. It writes itself. So, if it's me, I don't go all fully out at this match because I think Bryan will resign. I think he'll at least get one of the 2 of those options, which I think he'll probably get win the Royal Rumble and face whoever it is going to be. He'll probably get that. But 44 minutes, people. 44 minutes. I could continue to freaking go on and on and on and on and on because there's so many issues in this show. I mean, how many more times we got to hear Evolution until October? How many times we're going to hear that? Until October. Oh, before I go, guys, because I was going to pull up my friend's video, but I didn't want to cut JD's video off, but I just want you guys to hear this freaking part here. It's going to be a live reaction again. That's when you guys will hear this story before we end the show. It's just funny as hell.
Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns are expected to feud post SummerSlam. WWE has been planning on involving Alexa Bliss in this feud between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Now, the idea would be for Bliss to say that no woman on the roster but her deserves to be featured at Evolution.
True.
Roman Reigns is expected to be the defender of all women in the WWE. He'll be defending the honor of the women. The idea is that since Roman is supporting a good cause, the fans will not boo him. Braun Strowman is expected to play a role in which he's against everything that Roman stands for. Now, while Roman, being his foil, playing the activist, fighting for the rights of women, the idea is to have Roman make history being one of the two men to wrestle at the all-women's pay-per-view known as Evolution. The match is expected to be the honor of the women, defended by Roman Reigns versus Universal Champion Braun Strowman, who will then have successfully cashed in at SummerSlam. Every female member of the roster is expected to be in Roman's corner on October 28th. This match is expected to main event the show, and the idea is to close the show with Roman celebrating after Ronda Rousey raises his hand in victory. WWE firmly believes that this will get the fans to finally cheer for Roman Reigns.
Really?
Oh my God, man! Oh my God! Is it April 1st? Is it April 1st? Oh my God! I needed a laugh. I needed a laugh. How many of you guys did I get with that one? How many of you fucking goons did I get with this story?
Listen, the reason why I wanted to play that closing out the show, guys, is because that's some type of shit that Vince would really fucking do. You cannot tell me that's probably some shit that Vince McMahon would not fucking do, man. You cannot tell me. Oh my God, at least we got to end the show on a good note, man. But again, guys, this is just my thoughts on the current product. I mean, that's funny because that's some shit he probably would do. But again, guys, this is my current thoughts on the product. I mean, comment down below. What are you thinking? Do you agree with what I'm saying down below? Comment down below. Let out your frustration, people, just like I am. Let it out. Alright, guys, don't forget to like the video. Comment down below. Again, all the social leaks, Twitter, Snap, Instagram, Facebook, all down below. All down below. Hope you guys have a blessed, safe, good night. Catch you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. DJ The Real. The way we put this shit together, you know what I mean?